Hi, I'm Jessie and I'm a Year 3 nursing student and I'm also the project director of Project Eden. So our project name Eden means Embracing Dementia. It's a student-led local community service project to raise awareness about dementia and also to provide learning opportunities for our nursing students to learn and understand more about dementia. So when COVID first hit us during the circuit breaker, all we could do was just to continue publicity by sharing interesting stories with our followers on Instagram. Then when the restrictions relaxes in phase 2, that's when we started to negotiate with Yishun Community Hospital to trial online volunteering sessions with the dementia patients there. So initially when we first started off, we met with many difficulties. I managed to find opportunities during this COVID period. Like for example, I wouldn't expect myself to be trying out the online volunteering sessions with Yishun Community Hospital. I think the volunteering sessions that we tried with YCH was actually quite successful because we get to learn a lot from starting something new, and also my members were able to learn what are the activities that the persons with dementia would actually benefit from.
Auntie Uncle, how are you doing? Hello Auntie Uncle, 你们还好吗？你们在医院里还过得还好吗？Makcik, apa khabar?
My name is Xuan. I'm a Year 1 nursing student. I really love the outdoors. If you ask me where would I rather be now, I would say I would rather be in the mountains in Himalayas. Maybe I can talk more about how we got started. So a good friend of mine literally Insta messaged me this story about this mountain, and we were like, hey, do you want to go? Let's go lah. And then next thing you know, we booked flights to the Himalayas a month later, and we were there within 2 months lah. And that was my first experience trekking in general. So we went to the Himalayas. We spent a month in India, and we fell in love with mountaineering and trekking in general from then on. Yeah, so there's no feeling comparable to looking at the mountains in person. You know, it is something that literally takes your breath away, in my opinion. And a good friend of mine recommended me to join NUS Mountaineering. So what we do in mountaineering is that we will train hard for let's say a mountain to climb, and then we would spend that semester training, and then eventually after maybe during the winter breaks, summer breaks, we would actually go to the mountains to climb it or to ascend it. So healthcare and nursing has never been in my mind ever, but I was fortunate enough to be posted as a medic in the army. I was surrounded by inspiring people, doctors, senior nurses, medics, and I was really interested in what I did. So I went to research more, I went to find out more. I made the decision to change from business to nursing, and I've never regretted since day one. And I think there is great similarities between nursing and mountaineering. I think participants in both disciplines must make very critical decisions in stressful situations. So for example, maybe if we are summiting 6,000 meters mountain, and if my teammate is suffering from shortness of breath, the decision whether to continue or not to continue lies in the team leader. Stressful situation in nursing is very commonplace. In the ICU, in the emergency departments, even the wards maybe. So both disciplines have that similarity with them. I think the curriculum is great. It gives all students the appropriate exposure and a hands-on experience, learn what nursing is really like, and I'm really excited to see what nursing has to offer for me.
Hey, hi, my name is Phoebe and I'm a Year 3 nursing student. My project is actually entitled It's Okay to Stress, and it actually seeks to raise awareness about mental wellness in adolescents. Hey, funny story. We were thinking about starting up a project that is nurse-led. No, we just thought about a lot of things, but somehow we just kept coming back to stress or mental wellness. And so we realized that because It's something that is so prominent in society today. Like stress is something that everyone is feeling, particularly students, because we've all been students before. But it's not exactly something that is easily talked about. That hey, are you stressed? Yeah, I'm stressed. But what's more, what can we do to help about it? And we don't want to see our youths grow up to be people who are growing in a society that is so pressured, and there's no way of expressing oneself, there's no way of release. So we hope to shed light about, hey, there's something that you can do about your mental wellness. So how my group actually plans to raise awareness is actually by our objectives that we set out. So we actually have 4 objectives in mind. The first one is to enable, which is to actually enable our adolescents to gain an understanding and knowledge about mental wellness. After that is to equip them with the knowledge and the understanding about mental wellness, and to empower them with the ability to take responsibility for their mental well-being, and also to encourage them to normalize conversations around it. As much as I try to push myself to study, to be the best student as I can be, to learn as much, I also need to take time for self-care and also to learn to relieve that stress. So that outlet for me is actually doing my craft and actually going skateboarding. These are small little noble ideas of stress relief for me, to learn how to manage my own stress levels and my mental wellness so that I can still be prepared for a new day of clinicals, a new day of fresh learning. Yeah.
I'm Vivian, a Year 3 NUS Nursing student.
I'm Vera, a Year 2 NUS Nursing student, and together we are the project directors for Project AdPi.
So, AdPi is an acronym for the nursing process, which stands for Assessment, Diagnosis, Planning, Implementation and Evaluation. So this nursing process is a systematic framework where nurses use to provide systematic care for our patient and chart proper documentation.
Documentation is important in nursing because it is the main form of communication between the different healthcare professionals to ensure that they deliver holistic care for their patients. So here in AdPi, we actually hope to develop a validated educational program to actually help the nurses to understand more about this AdPi framework and how they can apply this systematic framework into delivering better care for their patients in the future.
For instance, in Project AdPi, we work with nurse managers from nursing homes and collaborated with clinical nurses of different specialized tracks. And on top of that, we get to use our research skills, which we learn in school, to substantiate our project gains. So all these experiences really help us to explore the different pathways in nursing, and we are really appreciative of these opportunities we get here in NUS Nursing.
For me, nursing has actually defied my expectations. So initially when I entered the course, I wasn't sure if this was the path for me, as the knowledge I had of nursing was based on the stereotypes that I heard of. However, once I joined nursing and being exposed to through the student projects, I actually get to interact with nurses of different expertise and learn more about nursing. So for me now, nursing is not what I initially understand it to be. It's beyond that. So nursing actually encompasses a wider spectrum of things, ranging from nursing education, research, and so on, to provide a holistic patient experience.
It was just something very special about potentially saving someone, you know.
Why I joined nursing? Honestly, I didn't score the best in my A-level grades. I wanted a job that could help someone, a job that could talk to people, to speak into the lives of people as much as they would speak into mine. And as I studied in year 1, I saw that this was actually the course that I didn't know that I would like.
I imagine a world where majority of the population are actually persons with dementia. What would happen if the minorities do not know how to approach these persons with dementia? Would they be isolated? Would they be stigmatized because they don't know what is dementia and don't know how to cope with this group of people? Or will the minorities be embracing dementia and helping the world grow?